All right, the first topic is terminology. It's really important to understand the language that Young Living uses when referring to its business. You may have already seen some of the terms like PV, OGV, rank, and level referenced in the Facebook groups or in any of the materials you've already seen. The first thing I want to talk about is PV. PV stands for personal volume. This is the total amount that you have purchased in a month personally. This could be just your order, or it can be your order with anything you've ordered for your family and friends added on to it. As long as it was ordered from your account, that is your PV total. In order to determine what that PV amount is, it's based on the products that you purchase. So each Young Living product has a PV amount associated with it. In most cases, with the regular oils and our products, you're going to have a matching PV amount to the dollar amount. But in some cases, like the starter kits or the really high-priced oils and some of the accessories like diffusers, that dollar amount and PV amount aren't always going to match. Sometimes it'll be lower, and sometimes the PV may even be zero. So, for example, that premium starter kit that you first ordered when you started with Young Living, that cost $160, but the PV amount assigned to it is only $100. So, always pay attention when you're placing an order. You'll see the total PV amount on that order, and that'll tell you where you're standing with PV. Now, you'll also have a total monthly PV amount assigned to you based on however many orders you've placed that month and each order's PV total. So if you only place one order in a month, that order's PV total will be your monthly PV. But if you place multiple orders, you would combine all of them to get your monthly PV. This is really important when it comes to making sure that you're earning all of your commission, and when we get into all of the promos that are available to you each month. And we'll talk about those in some later videos. So the next term I'd like to talk about is OGV. So OGV stands for Organizational Group Volume. Organizational Group Volume, or OGV, is the total of your PV and all of the people under you's PV. So for me, I enrolled Andrea, and Andrea enrolled Susie. So my PV might be 100 in a month, and Andrea might have ordered 100 PV, and Susie ordered 50 PV. So my total OGV for the month would be 250. So it's mine plus everyone below me. That continues on as all of the people that have enrolled and grabbed a kit under me start enrolling and helping all of their friends and family get a kit from Young Living. My OGV will always include everybody below me as well as myself. So the OGV is really important when we're looking at what rank we are in the company, and that in turn relates to how we get paid. Again, we're going to talk about that in a later video, but I want to make sure that you understand that OGV means your PV and everyone's PV below you. So, do we got it? All right, the next term I think we should talk about is our downline and how our team is made up. So you've probably heard that you are a part of my downline. So your downline is anyone who has grabbed a kit from you and you have enrolled in Young Living, along with anyone they have enrolled. So I enrolled Andrea, Andrea enrolled Susie, Susie enrolled Johnny, and Johnny enrolled Sally. All of them are a part of my downline. Now let's say I enrolled Andrea and I enrolled Justin separately. Both Andrea and everyone that's enrolled under her, as well as Justin and everyone enrolled under him, are all a part of my downline, and all of their PV purchases become my OGV. So your downline is everyone below you. The same thing works with upline. My upline is the person that I enrolled under and the person that they grabbed their kit from, and so on and so on. So we have a big leadership of an upline, and I have my whole team down below me that I'm leading as well. So that makes up our team. The other thing to understand is that built within your team, there are levels. So the person that you enroll is going to become your level 1 member. So right now, I have enrolled Andrea. So Andrea is my level 1 member. Anyone Andrea enrolls becomes my level 2. And anyone that level 2 enrolls becomes my level 3, and so on and so forth. So let me give you an example of how that looks. So this is me. I'm going to enroll Andrea and Justin. These are the 2 different people that grabbed a kit from me at some point during my membership with Young Living. Now, Andrea enrolls Sally and Joanna, and Justin just enrolls Nancy. So, I am the enroller in my situation, and Andrea and Justin are my level 1. Next, we have those that Andrea and Justin enrolled. They will be my level 2. Now let's say all of my level 2s are doing awesome and they're enrolling people as well. Then we have level 3. And it continues on and on down the line until we have more and more levels. Now, let's say that you were enrolled by me, just like Andrea here. She would be the enroller, and Susie and Joanna are going to be her level 1s. So it's all based on who you were enrolled by, but your levels break down below you like this. One other term that I think is important to understand are legs. So Andrea is one of my legs. As you can see, when it breaks off from me, it breaks off into pieces. Andrea is my leg and Justin is my leg. So everyone Andrea is enrolled and has been enrolled under her rolls up into one piece of my downline. And everyone that Justin has enrolled and has enrolled under him is another piece of my downline. And these are called my legs. So potentially I could have multiple legs with hundreds of people under that leg in my downline. So you can see how quickly things can grow. So those are levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, so on and so forth, and my legs. Leg 1, leg 2. So that's how a downline is structured. I think now that we have this basic information, we can continue talking about the compensation plan, and you'll understand all of those terms that we're referring to as we go on. If you have any questions before you move on, go ahead and ask them down in those comments or get in touch with one of us to get your questions answered. If you're comfortable leaving it in the comments, I think that would be great so everyone can benefit from the answer just in case they didn't think to ask that question. But we want to make sure you really understand all of this terminology before we move on to how it all relates to your business. So drop me a comment or just say hey, and then next we're going to move on.